They say the earth's as flat as a pancake round. Ships just fall when they hit the edge of town. Gravity's a lie, it's just a magic trick. And maps are a scam to make the globe stick. Oh, flat earth crew, they've got their maps, pointing at the sky with tinfoil caps, spinning tales that just don't align. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. La da la 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 la. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. Moon's a hologram, they shout with glee, and satellites are fake, it's all CGI you see. The sun's a flashlight in a cosmic dome, and NASA's out there plotting from their space home. Oh, flat earth crew, they've got their maps, pointing at the sky with tinfoil caps, spinning tales that just don't align. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. La 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 la. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. What about the seasons? They just shake their heads. It's the government again, keeping us misled. Photos of the earth, now they're photoshopped. It's a grand illusion that will never be stopped. Oh, flat earth crew, they've got their maps, pointing at the sky with tinfoil caps, spinning tales that just don't align. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. La 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 la. But hey, it's the truth, not yours or mine. La 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 la.
Hello everyone, how are we doing? So I'm currently waiting for Nemo to turn up. He was aware that it was 10:30 my time on Discord. I've sent him messages and he's not showing up. This is not like him. This is not like him at all, because normally he's on it. He's definitely on it. So anyway. Right, yeah, so this is a long time coming. Me and Nemo, we've had discussions. I don't know if you guys can hear me. We've had discussions about this topic. And on the Hangout spot a few times, we've had a few back and forth and arguments and everything. You know how it goes with Nemo. And we decided to make it a formal debate on the 24-hour stream that I did on Rumble. I will put the link into the description in a minute. Whilst we wait for Nemo, I guess, because I did forget to put it in, because I'm an idiot. It's a long time coming, and we've been planning this for ages. So with my circumstances and me getting ill and everything, and I was away for a bit from streaming. Yeah, I know, it's pretty shit, isn't it? Anyway, let's play let's do the intro, and then I'll come back on this stream. I don't know why I'm going to do the intro, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm back. That was the intro. It was a pretty shit intro, but fuck it, I don't care. Where is Nemo? Where's Nemo? Okay, hold on. Let's get the chat up. Up here. Where is it? Where is it? Chat. What's going on in the chat? If he doesn't turn up in 5 minutes, let's say, I will open the floor. No, I don't want it there. No, not there. There. Bloody thing. So where were we? Hold on. Spinning water ball. Right, Kerry said, so Pebs, you want us to go to the Photoshop? No images were photoshopped. Some images might have been altered to maybe look pretty or, whatever. But photoshopped? Nah. Pepsi Girl said, what the hell is this crown stuff? I don't know. Oh, the crown stuff. So if you are a contributor to sort of writing messages and everything in the chat, if you are sort of in the chat a lot and talking and everything, then you get ranked. You get ranked for being the most chatty person ever. Comment more and you're better. Yeah, that's it. Basically, that's basically it. I'm not going to go through the chat while we wait for Nemo. I will give it 5 minutes. And I mean, if Kerry wants to come on and have a chat with me, then she's more than welcome. We can have a chat. Or Tobias, if you want to come and have a chat. Or maybe both of you. Both want to come on. That'd be cool. All right, so what we got? Even Dead Game. I know you're a flat earther. Come on. Come in. But let's wait for Nemo first. I might have to change the title to the stream. And that thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail I did. Might have to change that. Anyway. It's a nice thumbnail, isn't it? Apparently that's not what the flat earth looks like, but because they say this and they say that, and perspective and magic happens on the infinite plane that they're on, I have to show that image, because sometimes with their evidence it doesn't work on either model, but I can't believe that there is an infinite plane. There can't be. But the flat earth, the one in the picture, yeah, maybe. All right, what have we got? Tobias says, we all need to be mods to post links if it's a music stream. On YouTube? Are you sure? Nemo, where the hell are you? Petsigirl says, plus a bunch of shit to not get flagged by YouTube. Yeah. Say no more. I get messages. Who am I getting? Oh, no, it's fine. Even Hannah's like, have you messaged him? Yeah, I've messaged him. Pebble says, they had pics of the Earth from space long before they had computers, so there was no Photoshop. Exactly. Even when we went to the moon, the CGI was so bad that there was no way that they could have done what they could have done on the moon from a flat Earth perspective. It can't. Plus, when they were on the moon, you could see the reflection from their helmet. There's no studio there. It's a big giveaway, isn't it? Who we got? Kerry says that they've always had computers if they could cool the moon. That was by a satellite telephone. It wasn't sort of a landline where you plug into the wall. It was satellite. That's how they made the call to the astronauts on the moon. People said music on bundle, not you boob. Fucking hell. Dead Game says we've got to be on Rumble to get hit. Yeah, so a lot of you are asking why I am on YouTube. Now, with my debates, I want them on YouTube, but what I will do is once the debate is done, then I will do what I normally do from Rumble to YouTube, is I'll play it live again, or I'll just post the video so others can just watch it, but it won't be a live stream on Rumble. I'll just post the video, post the debate. So it looks like he's not coming. I was so up for it as well, literally. I was so up for it. I had a long day at work today, and I'm not feeling 100%. I'm feeling a bit, throat's a bit scratchy. Now and then I'll be muting myself just to cough my little heart out. And I'm still here. Literally, I'm tired, and I've got energy. I've got motivation. I'm ready to do this, but I am tired. I've had a long day, and I'm carrying the flu. So, yeah. What the fuck's going on here? Everyone's getting lively. Pet Girl says, "Oh no, I've read that one. Sorry." Dead Game says, "Sorry, Danny. Hope you feel better soon." Oh no. You can tell from my voice. You can tell from my voice I'm ill. I don't normally talk like this. I sound a bit raspy. Which reminds me, actually, I need to take my medicine. I forgot about that. Hannah's going to kill me. You take your medicine? No, yeah, no. All right. Is there anyone in the chat? If Kerry, I'll just take one of you. I won't take two. But if you want, Kerry can go first. Tobias go first. Dead game. You know what, Pebbles? You can even chime in, and we can have a chat of why people think the Earth is flat, even though you're a glober. Why not? We can mix it up. We can mix this shit up. Tobias says send Nemo a message unless you wrote him. He may not know. You never posted the link, Danny. No. So in the thingy. So if I show you actually. So I'm waiting in the thing, as you can see. Let me. I don't know if it's going to let me, to be honest. No, it won't, because I'm on the camera on the other side. That's fine. So here, right, if we go... Can you see this? Oh, no, because I haven't made the screen big. Anyway, so upcoming. Okay. You see here? I put it on here. And this is... Hold on, did I put it on here? No. So... This is what I put out. Just here. Oh, where am I? And he actually liked it. Reacted by Nemo. So he's aware that the Friday the 5th September at 10:30 p.m. my time, it's live on YouTube. So he knows. He knows to be in the debate room. Is he in now? No. So he knows. And I sent links out as well. I sent him at 10:10 today. So 30 minutes ago. 35 minutes ago. Oh, hold on. I'll show you. So here, look. Oh, jeez. Thing is, I don't do the debates on any other platform. It's always Discord, unless I state otherwise. So if I put up a debate with someone, until I tell you otherwise, it's going to be somewhere else. It's always going to be Discord. Always, it's going to be Discord. Righty then. Right, I don't think he's coming. I don't think he's coming, look. Look, I had it all set out and everything. I mean, I'm happy to change someone's name from Nemo to someone else if they want to come in. Let's read the chat. I haven't read the chat. 1 second. Hang on. Why do I always get ill? My camera's not straight. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. Right. Nemo... Didn't Nemo not show up for a debate before? Does that mean you automatically win, Danny? Yeah. But you don't know the reasons. So he literally could be on a family emergency, could be in hospital, or he didn't read it. So you can't really count the win if you don't know what the situation is on the other side. But he reacted to it. He knows it's the 5th September at 10:30. And the thing is, I always put my time. So if you ever see any links, what's it called? Those things. Hang on, I'm losing my mind. Oh no, it's here. So if you ever see any of this, yeah, then it's my time. So you got 10:30 there. It's always my time. Oh, I'm so ill. Right, okay. Okay. Sorry, Kerry. It's because I've put on private. But what I'll do, um, if you want to come into the room, let me send the link out to you. What do you want it on? Do you want it on your normal one? Money Penny. I've made it. I had to make it private, so no one could jump in, sort of thing. I've sent you the link. What I would do in the meantime, then. Oh God. Is. Oh, what do I do with it? I think it's in here. Yeah, it's here. Oh, sorry, guys. I am still here. I am still here. I'm just getting Kerry sorted. All right. One sec. It's quite bad, isn't it? Let me at least put. Oh, you can still see me on the screen. Okay, it's fine. Kerry, I'm just getting you sorted. I know it's not fun at the moment, but we can make it fun. That's cool. Where is it? Where are you? You're there. Let's put it there. Fuck it. All right. I sent you the link, but what I'll do actually is let me. I'll take it off. I'll take it off private, but if anyone comes in, then they get booted. It is open now, so just come on through. It's in the debate room. 1 second. No, wrong one. Right, is she coming in? Right, my mic and speaker adapter is out. Now you're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, Nemo's here. Nemo is here. Don't know if I can hear him. Nemo, you there, mate? So Nemo is here. I don't think he. Oh, wait there. You can't hear my mic. What's going on with the mic? Oh, that's not the right one. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, yes. Right. Let's go through where the push comes. So we can cancel. Then. All right. Tobias doesn't debate. No. Maybe one day, Tobias. Maybe one day. I need to do something. Sorry, dude. 1 second. I need to get rid of that completely. Oh, there we go. We're here. How's it going, mate? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Perfect. And
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, mate. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. I've had a very long week, and you wouldn't believe that I've just started coming up with the flu. So, you know, it's not looking good for me. Hang on, but I promise you, I'm all good though. I just might be pausing to cough. Now, so everyone is in the chat.
Cough away, Danny. I doubt if the germs are going to reach me over here in Tibet.
Where are you in Tibet?
Yeah, it's a little town in Georgia.
Right. Is it nice there?
It's beautiful.
Beautiful, nice and hot. I don't know. Is it hot there? Oh, we're coming into the season
Kind of
of
pleasant right now.
what are we coming into? We're coming into winter or autumn? I never know.
Autumn.
All right, okay. So fall. We're coming into fall.
Yes.
All right, okay. See,
Yes.
I'm trying to get with the American lingo. You see, I'm too British. You need to like get me to the American side. Okay, so right, we're all good. So Nemo, thanks, mate. It's been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming. We've had discussions on this, on the hangout spots and everything, and it's always been interesting. And at the end of it, it gets heated, but at the end of it, we kiss and make up, and that's all it is. We're back to being friends, and I love that. I love that. You couldn't have a debate with a friend, and then it goes sour after because your points of view are just not at the same level, and you're just clashing, and then you hate each other, and it's not like it here with me and Nemo. So I'm happy.
I think we're friends first and foremost because we can dig each other's company.
Yeah,
We're pleasant. We're respectful with each other. Now,
exactly.
as long as we agree on some important things like mutual respect, we don't try to hurt each other. We try to be good, mates.
Yep.
Anything else you believe in your private life that has nothing to do with me, that's your business. I don't feel like you should have to agree with me.
Wise words from a wise man.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's been a while since we spoke. I think, was you there on Hangout Spot the last one? Oh no, I don't think you were there. Excuse me. Right, I'm happy for you to go first. So you could just tell everyone. I think everyone's are aware anyway because it's our lovely community. Right, if you just give us a quick your quick worldview, and then I'll give my quick worldview, and then we can go straight into the debate, discussion, however you want to call it, and we can get down to it.
Okay. I want to just simply say I came up in the same system everybody else did. When I entered kindergarten, there was the globe. I was taught my whole life that we lived on a spinning globe. And it seemed odd to me at first as a child, but I was like, wow, why aren't all the people falling off the ball if it's zooming through space and it's spinning and the water's stuck to it? And the teacher would say, well, look, it's a thing called gravity.
Yeah.
All right. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. When you're a kid, you're like, well, they're saying this in the school. So, obviously they've proven it. Like, there's no need to look into it. They've obviously proven that the world is a globe. Like, they figured this stuff out a long time ago. So I thought like that, like you do right now. And simply what happened was I started looking into some other conspiracies, which stuff like 9/11 and, Vietnam and like a whole bunch of other things that were totally unrelated to the globe. And I was finding out how the government and the powers that be tend to misinform the public at the very least, if not outright deceive. So somebody that I was friends with said, look at the flat earth conspiracy. And I was like, look, dude, flat earth is silly. It's the stupidest, most ridiculous thing in the world. It's obviously designed to draw people's attention away from more important things that are going on. And they were like, well, just look into it and debunk it. And if you can debunk it, just, you could say it's debunked and move on to the next conspiracy. So what happened was I looked into it, and I found out there's actually no credible evidence whatsoever that we live on an oblate spheroid that's spinning at 1,000 miles per hour at its axis, moving in at 4 different speeds, orbiting a star that's 93 million miles away at 66.6 thousand miles per hour. Like, these incredible things that they're asking us to believe. I found out in actuality, Danny, they have nothing but theoretical physics, and I will say this, they have NASA, but here's the problem with NASA. NASA itself admits that its images are not photographs of the Earth. They're composites made with computer-generated graphics. And also, NASA has been caught in a lot of deceptions. That's something we can get into at some point. So that leads me to believe that their evidence has zero credibility. And that about sums it up.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. We all learnt this in school. Okay, we all learnt that the Earth was a globe, and gravity that holds the water, holds everything down. Gravity is it's not a force, but it creates a force, and that is the down to the center of mass.
Well,
so it pulls everything down to the
but
center.
Danny,
of
you would
mass.
have to.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have to also define what gravity we're talking about? Because there's Newtonian gravity,
Right.
which is the theory that brute matter attracts brute matter, which has since been disproven. And then there is the Einsteinian gravity, which is the curvature of time-space.
Yeah, space and time, yeah.
Which, if you look into Einstein's background, you'll find out a lot of his ideas. Number one, you'll find out this guy was not as quote-unquote intelligent as he was supposed to be. He was actually a dropout. And his career as a student was very mediocre at best. But he did manage to successfully steal a couple of other physicists' theories. And he presented this theory of relativity. And that became the law of the land. But you know what? Here's the problem with that, Danny. It's never once been proven to be true in experience.
Well,
Nobody can verify it.
This was what I was taught. This is what I was taught at school about the gravity, the physics, the world that we live on, how everything works, how everything is meant to be. Now, I've only got a high school sort of level of physics, so and plus I've forgotten most of it. So when I come and do flat Earth debates, I'm more observatory. So I like to speak about what we observe. So when it comes down to numbers and this and that and everything, I either vaguely know it. Sorry, Pebbles. What's he done? Sorry, 1 second, buddy. I do apologise.
Oh, no worries.
Right. So when it comes to that sort of thing, I vaguely know it, or just vaguely know it. Sometimes I forget it. Sometimes it sticks around, but then I might get some bits of it wrong. It is when I'm nearly 36, and I left school a long time ago. So to do physics as sort of in college and everything is not what I went for. But what I'm saying is that this is what I learned in school. Now, why if something like this has been learned in school to educate others, then there can't be anything false about it. That's the way I always saw it. I always saw that whatever goes into the school is the truth, and proven and evidentially correct. And that's why I follow the globe. Plus, it's not the only reason I follow the globe, but that at the time is why I followed the globe when I was a kid. But all the evidence that has come along the way from proving that it's a globe is substantial. It's there. It can't be kicked.
Can I ask you to name one piece of it? Name one piece of evidence.
One piece of evidence. Well,
that it's a globe.
That is a globe. I would say the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Now, I know you're going to probably shake your head and everything, but on flat Earth, it can't happen. But on the globe, it's easy to sort of make it clear to know how it could happen. So you've got one bit of this. So with the tilt of the Earth, you've got a bit of the sun that's always sending energy to that side of the world, and then as it goes around the other side of the sun, it's now the North Pole. And the North Pole gets the 24-hour sun.
Okay,
The
I'm
star
going to say,
trails.
for example,
Go on.
you or I didn't go to Antarctica and witness the
Nope.
24-hour sun. But I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, let's say I'm willing to accept that people genuinely did go there and witness a 24-hour sun. Okay, here's the problem with that. One before there's evidential problem that can contradict that. I'm going to get to a problem with logic, which is you're already assuming your premise. Like, in other words, if I told you, if you were my little brother and we were both children, and I said, Danny, tonight's Christmas Eve, and tomorrow we're going to wake up and have gifts under the Christmas tree because Father Christmas, Santa Claus, he's going to come down the chimney and leave all these gifts for us. And look, Mommy and Daddy always leave cookies and milk out for Father Christmas, and guess what? They're always gone the next morning. So you know what that means? It's real. So tomorrow when we wake up, let's see what happens. So we wake up the next morning, we run downstairs, and you look at me and go, Nemo, the cookies and milk are gone. That means Santa Claus is real. So now that means a fat man climbed down the chimney and delivered gifts to every child in the world in one night. That's the same kind of fallacy you're committing. Also, as an evidential contradiction, there are naval bases that are very similarly located to the one the supposed 24-hour sun was witnessed, that were in darkness, and they were in the same latitude, which would, sort of be like New York and Boston, one being in total darkness and the other one being in total light. So that blows that theory out of the water. I would simply say this: the lights in the sky do not necessarily, actually, it doesn't have anything to do with what you're standing on, but also we don't know what the sun is. We don't know if there's two suns. I mean, look, I know that sounds wacky,
suns.
but
There's not two suns.
Okay, well,
I know that. Now, look,
I don't know. Maybe there's not. Maybe there is.
It's a good talking point, the sun. Now, can we do a thought experiment? I want to do a thought experiment with you.
Okay, yeah.
I want to show you, okay, what my explanation for how the 24-hour sun on Antarctica works. I want to show you. I'll share my screen for you so you can see it. And I'm hoping that you would, you don't have to show me, but you can explain what your explanation of how the 24-hour sun works in Antarctica. Are we okay to do that?
Well, I'm already familiar with the fact that it's because the Earth is supposedly moving in four directions at once. There's always this tiny little part that's always going to be facing a sun. Now, that would have to pre-assume that you've proven curvature and motion. Now, if you've already proven the curvature and motion, then I'd be like, well, damn, this is a good theory. But if you've never been able to prove those other two things, and I've been able to disprove motion and curvature, then we might have to say there could be another explanation why that light in the sky is 24 hours in that least area.
Right.
Could be another. Hey, look, Danny, remember, it's not always a matter of one or the other. Sometimes it could be a third possibility, a fourth possibility, fifth. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be my way or your way.
I'll show you and the others that are watching the stream. Now, this is my explanation. If you can see there.
Yes.
That's my explanation.
I see the CGI.
Well, yeah, it's not to scale because the sun is not that close to the Earth. But the point is that it's the tilt. That's where I'm coming across. So it's the tilt of the Earth. Oh, 1 second.
Can I ask you this, Danny, before we continue with this? Has there ever been any recorded, proven, verifiable evidence of motion of the Earth?
With a ring laser gyroscope, yeah. Foucault's pendulum.
So with modern day laser interferometers that are the most precise measuring instrument man has created up to this point, there can be no motion detected. However, with these Foucault's pendulums, which, by the way, would be in motion all the time if the Earth was spinning and zooming through space. But the other things can pick up the motion, but not an interferometer. You don't find that suspicious? And remind you, we're moving at four different speeds at once. We can't pick up any motion on any speed.
Right, Nemo. I just showed you an explanation of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So
you showed me a nice graphic.
Okay, that's fine. But that is the how we would see
explanation.
That's the explanation.
Yeah,
from
I
the
get
globe.
it.
The tilt of the Earth with the sun. And then the other side of the thing is over here, and now the North Pole will get the 24-hour sun.
Right.
What is the explanation for the flat Earth? Why it will go for like 3 or 4 months at a time, the 24-hour sun on the flat Earth? When on the flat Earth, there's always day and night.
What do you mean on the flat? No, well, number one, Danny, here's the problem. I don't defend any flat Earth models because, as far as I'm concerned, I honestly don't claim to know much about where I live. I don't. It seems like a stationary, which means it's not moving except for earthquakes, and it's fairly looking level and flat. You know, the ocean goes for miles, relatively flat. So I'm not sure what this realm is. Now I know you're gonna say, well, damn it, Nemo, you're already sounding like an idiot. But what I'm saying is nobody really does. I mean, the people that know the most supposedly even admit they're 97% wrong about their theory.
Do you know what? I was on the Flat Earth server, right, and I asked this question to AV. That he's a piece of shit. If AV is watching this, you are a fucking piece of shit. You're a dick. Anyway, that's another story. I asked him the same question. I said, can you explain to me how a 24-hour sun happens in Antarctica? And all he wanted to do is gish gallop, call me an idiot, mute me, right? And then unmuted. I go to ask him the question again, and then now I'm server muted and booted. What's your explanation? I just want to know your explanation.
I think his point of view is this. You're already looking past all the evidence we have as globe deniers to disprove curvature and motion, and you're not willing to look into any of that evidence. You're simply saying this one. Well, in other words, like he could sit there and present 3 or 4 hours of evidence to you that the Earth is not in motion and that there is no curvature that aligns with the globe model. And you would probably absorb it, but then you would go, but answer me this, though. What is your explanation why that light in the sky was there for 24 hours? Now, he could say, well, look, you can't you could you're speculating that the reason why it is because we're a globe and that we're spinning in 4 different directions and then there's one, but he could speculate that there's 2 suns.
Do you know why?
He could speculate that there's some kind of
flat Earth. That's why. It can't work on the flat Earth, mate. So there's no explanation.
I don't know. I'm not a flat earther.
No,
I'm just saying that there is no globe.
Yeah.
There is no globe. I don't know where this place we are is, but again, still repeatedly, we don't know what the sun is. They tell us it's 93 million miles away, but it seems like it's a lot closer. I mean, look, all I'm trying to say is if there's 2 suns, like say there's a whitish washed out looking sun and more yellowy sun. I've seen people talk about that. They said the look of the sun has changed. We really don't know what the sun is. Okay, I mean, has anybody landed on the sun and scooped a piece of the sun up and bring it back to Earth and put it under a microscope?
The sun's a star.
I mean, just think about the stuff they're telling you things that they've proven that there's no way on Earth. They do not know what stars are comprised of. Did they travel to a star and actually take a sample of it and examine it?
No, you can't. How can you do
that?
It's
theory. It's theoretical physics. See, here's the wonderful thing about theoretical physics. You can create a model that you know is false, but because it answers a few of the observations, it correlates to some observations and answers some questions, you can foist it on an unwilling public and say, well, it's got to be true. And you could, use that to authorize things like climate change scam and, and NASA's budget, all the space agencies' budget. Imagine that. That's a good scam going right there for money laundering. I mean, the average person would say, well, like, that's insane. Our government would never do those things. But I think the average person is slowly waking up to the fact, especially after 19. that
If
the
there's,
government does in fact deceive the
yeah,
population of
Well,
its nation.
do you know what? There's a lot of things the government do. Look, I know this is the debate about the shape of the earth, but this is relevant. Now, the reason I bring this up, the government, they're liars. We all know. Our government lie. For fuck's sake, our prime minister is lying right now, and he's not even addressing the country. That's how much of a fucking liar he is. He's a prick. But there's some things they lie about, and then there's the absurd things that other people think they lie about. Okay, so hiding the shape of the earth.
Name me
why?
something that you think is absurd that people that they would give me an example other than the flat earth, like, or the globe. Like, give me another example that people say they lie about, but it's too big to lie about.
Well, the only thing I've got is flat earth at the moment. Aliens.
Well,
But that's well, I don't think aliens is sort of
you think
as a stupid.
you think
example.
Osama bin Laden was behind 9/11?
Now 9/11, I have a different perspective on 9/11. Now I would, do you know what? Honestly, after this debate, I would love to sit down with you and talk conspiracies.
Okay.
We will set that up, and you know what? In fact, we will do this, and we'll have others come in as well and speak about conspiracies.
Sure.
I would love that. In fact, on the next hangout spot, we'll do conspiracies only, and that'll be amazing. But it's just this. It's Antarctica. It's the guns that you can't freely explore Antarctica. The Earth is flat, and it is if we're looking at the worldview of why the governments lie. Then obviously it's the flat earth. They make no money from it. They make nothing from it. I don't see
NASA makes a lot of money out of the government budget, doesn't it?
Of course.
Like for instance, if space is a lie, the way they describe it, all the money that we give our space agencies, where is that money going to?
It's going to train astronauts. It's like training and everything, staffing, building.
Hypothetically,
shuttles.
though, hypothetically, if the space they describe to us is a lie, say for a thought experiment, say I'm right, where do you think all that money's going to?
That's a very.
Do you think a human being? Do you think a bunch of human beings would lie to a bunch of other human beings to make billions and trillions of dollars?
Hang on. So you're saying that NASA are getting money for nothing? They must be getting it for something.
That was a Dire Straits song. That was a pretty good Dire Straits song.
They are not in the NASA headquarters being like, oh, we just got 80 million from the fucking government today. What should we do with it? Throw a fucking cocaine party to hookers. It's not.
NASA may be the most brilliant people in the world. I don't know. I have no idea. All I'm saying, I don't know what NASA does. All I'm saying is from my research, there is no space the way they describe it, and they've certainly never walked on the moon, and they've certainly can't prove an oblate spheroid is spinning and orbiting a sun 93 million miles away. That's all theoretical nonsense.
So I believe the only reason why we can't feel the motion is the conservation of momentum. And being in space there's no friction in space. So you're not going to feel, if you are in a constant movement, you eventually, like, you're not going to feel it. We are now riding all together on that, the movement of the earth.
And listen, bro, if you grew up next door to me, and we were never taught about the globe, you and I would be friends, and we would think we live on a relatively flat, stationary place.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't necessarily say, well, damn it, Nemo, we must be living on a spinning ball. You would be like that, so the only reason we think it to begin with is because when we went to school, we saw the globe. Now, if you consider the globe what it is, consider this, Danny. The globe is a symbol of mind control. It means that there's all this space, and they've cut it off, and they've enclosed it, and that's where they've got your mind. Now, if you have actual evidence that says, if you say, Nemo, I can prove there's curvature, I can prove there's motion, it's undeniable, then I would have to say, well, I might be wrong. But until you can give me some evidence other than a theoretical possibility the 24-hour sun is possible because of the four-way spinning of the earth, that's the cookies and the milk analogy.
Right.
You still got to prove how the fat man came down the chimney.
1 second. Where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Let's do this then. Let's do this. I'm going to share my screen for everyone. Right, we're going to do this. Imagine me and you, we went down the beach and I took this picture. Now, by the looks of it, it's a clear day. It's dark and grey, yeah, of course, but the atmosphere is quite clear. And
yes.
I took a picture of this. Now, this is, we're living next door and we go out and we go prove if there's curvature or there's motion or whatever. Now, I took a picture of this. I go, God, Nemo, look what I just fucking took. Why has that boat disappeared? And, I mean, what would you say to that? Would you say it's flat?
You have your human vision. Here's what I'm going to say to that. You have a thing called human vision. It's your eyes are not godlike. There's a thing called diminution of vision, which means the further away something is, the more it's going to be obscured to the point where there's a horizon where you can't see beyond it. Now, the reason I was told that the Earth was a globe, because people would say, well, the ships go over that curve, and you could see a ship disappear, and you could see how it disappears from the bottom up, blah, blah, blah. And I would be like, at the time, I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Until you realize with high-powered binoculars or a high-powered digital zoom camera, you can bring in objects much farther away than the supposed lump of curvature would be on the globe's model. So the globe has stated dimensions that you can verify, or supposedly by how far you could see something. We see some things that are way outside the realm of possibility on a globe with the stated dimensions of yours.
Okay, but why? How far? How far? So you see
it's
something?
Like 8 inches per every mile.
8 inches per mile.
What do you mean?
Squared.
The rate of curvature? Yeah. So I mean, look. I mean, if you're a 6-foot man and you're looking out, you're not supposed to be able to see the skyline of like Chicago or whatever it is. They've proven that you can see, like, it's hundreds of miles. It should be hundreds of miles on the other side of curvature, which would mean it would never be able to be seen because of the Earth in between you and it. However, the scientists will say, well, light bounces the image off the ionosphere and it makes it look like it's there. So they always have a bullshit story to cover up their inconsistencies.
But the thing is, you're going on about vision and everything. Is that through the eyes or is that through the camera that took this picture?
If you are over the globe, if you're going over the curve, meaning you're over a curve, you're on the opposite side of a curve on a globe, how the hell are you going to bring that object back with binoculars or a digital zoom camera?
Well, that's the thing. You can't.
How would that even be? That would not be possible.
No, you can't, because it's over the curve. So if I was to bring that in now with a camera and zoomed all the way in, if I zoomed that in more and more and more, you're not going to see it.
There's no curve.
There's curve.
If you zoom it in more and more, you can see it. There's no curve. No, you're telling me your vision is going over the hump of the Earth?
So here, right, is if I was to zoom in right there in that red box, I would still see the same as what I can see there.
If something is supposed to be hundreds of miles on the opposite side of a curve, like, say, imagine a basketball, and your right hand is on this point, and your left hand finger's on this point, and in between is that hump of basketball. It's a curve. How are your fingers going to be able to see? How are your fingers going to have a direct line of sight from one finger to the other? How would that be possible? There would be the ball in between to obscure it, wouldn't it?
I've got to show the audience the picture. I do apologise, everyone. So this is the picture in question that I was on about. The boat on the left is over the curve, clearly, evidently. The atmospheric conditions are okay. It's not too distorted. It's nothing like the Black Swan, where it's literally fuzzy as fuck. It is, and it's behind the curve. Now, if you zoomed in, you would not be able to bring that boat back in. The only reason the flat earthers say they can bring boats back in, that's if they are very small boats and they have not gone over the curve yet and they are too small. So when you're zooming out, you won't be able to see the boat. That's why it's disingenuous.
Well, Danny, you realize on a flat Earth, on a flat Earth, it would work the same way. Like your diminution of vision would naturally make things more and more obscure to the point where they reach that vanishing point, and it would work the same way on a flat Earth. So that whole explanation is moot.
was going to show you another one.
You do realize that a city skyline that is supposed to be hundreds of miles on the other side of physical matter, the curve of the Earth, if it's visible, even with a high-powered zoom digital camera, that falsifies your globe model. And that happens all around the world.
Right.
You can't see through physical matter. Like, you understand that, right, Danny? Like, this is something you should be able to understand. If you have a ball and you're on one side of the ball and somebody else is on the other side of the ball, you're not going to be able to see each other because the ball's in the way.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why the scientists say you can see direct, like the city skyline that's supposed to be on the other side of curvature, is because they could say light is bouncing off the ionosphere or whatever, and it produces a hallucination that makes it look like it's there, but it's not. This is the kind of BS nonsense they will try to use.
Fucking hell. Okay.
You can see things much farther away than you should ever be able to see them. If we lived on a globe with the Earth's stated dimensions, they've stated how big the Earth is. You know, they already measured it. They already say they know exactly how fast it's going in 4 different directions. Yet you and I never feel the motion. You and I never notice the curvature, but we're told it's true, so therefore we just believe it.
It's been proven. The evidence is there for curvature.
What? They'll tell me you can't just say it and produce nothing. That's like sitting on the toilet and producing no doo-doo.
I'm happy to produce. Are you ready? Right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Now, this is... I'm going to share the screen for everyone out there. Oh. There you go.
That looks believable, Danny. That looks very believable. That
is the 1972 blue marble, and that was on the way to the moon just to do the orbit, and that beautiful picture was taken. In fact, if you want to know something about this, hang on, where's the button for it? I did see it earlier. Okay, I can't see it. This was actually flipped. So the original picture was Antarctica on the top, but they've just turned it around so you can see the world for as it is. 1972. Now, in 1972, there wasn't Photoshop or or CGI at its best. So to come up on a computer at 1972 and to make a magnificent picture like that with all the detail and it's I don't get it. That's the picture. It's the picture we took.
Deep down inside, Danny, you know that's ridiculous.
No.
You're like,
no, don't. Now tell me.
Secretly, I'm like, come on, dude.
No. Now tell me, do you see any stars in the back?
No.
Would you see stars in the back?
If I was on a spaceship looking at the Earth from that distance, sure, why not?
Right, but what if it was a picture?
Probably wouldn't see stars in the back.
Yeah,
but I claim it is. I claim it is a picture. Is not a photograph. It's bullshit. Yeah. So you just acknowledge that picture that you use as evidence is bullshit. Thank you.
I love this picture. I think it's amazing how someone just looked back at the globe and just thought, you know what? I was taken with a Hasselblad camera, a very old camera, and they actually it was what are they called? They used to come out in squares. Fuck are they called? The Polaroids?
Oh yeah, the Polaroids, yeah.
Polaroids, yeah, whatever they're called. Yeah.
Well, think about it, Danny, like 14 billion years ago, right? There was nothing. Imagine that concept. There's nothing. And then all of a sudden an object, say the size of a golf ball or a baseball, appeared out of nothing. And it just started spreading slowly until now it's the known universe. And our planet has been traveling in space at astonishing millions of miles. Like our galaxy is moving at millions of miles. The planet's moving in 4 different directions. And it's been doing that through space and the cosmos for billions of years. And guess what? We've never proven any of it. It's all just in the minds of men. It's fantasies.
Can I ask you something? Now, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, actually. Is there flat Earth science? Do you know what I mean by that? So
Flat Earth was invented
It was invented. So
by people who want to. Yeah, Flat Earth was invented by people who wanted to, like, anybody that criticized the globe was immediately called a flat earther.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you and I both know the Earth has, you know, like there's hills and valleys and mountains, and so that's a stupid description right off the bat. That's why I always say globe denier. I don't know what like there's people who believe all kinds of things about the flat earth. They believe in domes and glass walls and ice walls and outside territory. Other people believe there is no outside territory. I don't know about any of that. It would all be just speculation on my behalf, but I'm just saying the globe is easily falsifiable.
So do you think it's okay for flat earthers to spout their nonsense around and claim they have evidence in this and they have testings and lasers do this and that without actually having the science behind it, where we have physicists and geologists and everything and scientists, that get paid to actually do this work?
The scientists that get paid are getting paid by foundations that are only paying for certain kinds of scientific research that validate and give credence to agendas they're already pushing. So Rockefeller Foundation will give grants to scientists to prove the Earth's a globe. Somebody else could have stunning evidence that the world's not a globe, but they're never going to get that money.
Okay,
they could go on news stations and say...
But we have people on the globe side, in science, in the field... physicists, scientists, geologists, whatever.
Well, you have a lot of priests.
They get paid.
You have a lot of
to study.
Hey, buddy, you have a lot of priests. You have a lot of rabbis. You have a lot of imams. You have a lot of religious people that get paid. Oh yeah, but it's the same thing, dude. What you're talking about is religion, but instead of calling it religion, they said, "Hey, let's fool the people and call it quote unquote science." That way, if they don't like religion and they don't want to believe in our fairy tales on this side of the fence, they'll come over to the other side of the fence and we'll nab them with our science. So it's a cheeseburger either way. It's still bullshit. I mean, there's no spinning globe.
Yeah, but
the religious stuff was mind control.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing about your example is that the Earth, in my point of view, the Earth has been proven to be a globe, and the Earth is a physical thing that we can see. Religion, wherever.
Look, man, I got friends. I got friends that are Christians. I got friends that are Muslims. I probably have. There's somebody in the thing there that's a Messianic Jew. So I mean, he's a friend that, like, I don't care what you believe, dude. Like, I'm not saying any of it's wrong. I'm even saying I'm not 100% sure I'm right about the globe being wrong. Like, maybe I'll always leave a little margin of error to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I misunderstood something. Maybe I'm really stupid. That's a possibility. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible that I could be wrong. I'm just saying, look into it and come up with your own decision. But at least spend a good amount of time thoroughly researching it. Don't just do a Google search or look up a Wikipedia article.
I just want to share my screen again. Sorry, 1 second. What comes to your mind when you see this?
One second, Danny. They're saying in the chat that there's audio problems with me. Am I being heard all right now? Yeah.
Yeah, you should be all right. Yeah, you're coming through. I mean, I could turn you up a bit more, mate. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I've maxed you up.
All right, I'm looking at ocean, water.
Yeah. Now, what comes to your mind when you see that?
It's relatively level.
Level. Right. Now, if the Earth was flat, then why is there an horizon?
Well, a horizon is horizontal. Do you know what the word horizontal means? Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean a curve, does it?
But why would there be an horizon on the flat Earth?
What does horizontal mean, Danny? Horizon, horizontal. Yeah. What does that mean in your mind? There's a connection.
It's a line. It's a straight line going across.
All right. Now, is that a curve in your mind?
No, so wait, I don't.
No, so
I don't know what you're trying
horizon
to
would
do.
represent what to you? And what would the word horizon represent to you if you thought about it?
Yeah, it's a straight
Naturally.
line. Straight line.
Yeah. What are you looking at in the picture?
Yeah, no, but thing is, if it was a flat Earth, it would.
You don't even believe your own
would,
eyes, buddy.
No. It would literally, if it was a flat Earth, it would continue going on until it was a vanishing point.
Ah, okay.
Do you not think? So if there was a boat on the other side of that, and we pointed to the line, right, and we zoomed all the way in, that boat would still be in view. If it was before the actual curvature, as I want to put it, big, small, medium.
Yeah, sorry. I would just simply say this, man. Your own eyes are explaining to you what observable reality is for all of us. Like, you don't have different eyes than I have. So I'm just saying, you're seeing a horizontal line. You asked me, why is there a horizon on a quote unquote flat Earth? I don't know if the Earth's flat, but I mean, what you're presenting as your evidence supports that it is a horizontal line. That is a horizon. It's relatively level. So if this is your evidence to a globe, I would say it's sorely lacking. It's not really proving your point at all.
I brought this up because I just wanted to get your opinion on it. I just wanted to get your opinion.
I'm reading in the chat. The mic drop was I get what you mean now, Pepsi Girl. But remember, though, Pepsi Girl, I don't want anybody to think that I'm enjoying what I'm doing here, because look, one day Danny's going to realize what's going on. And he's going to realize the deception. He's going to wake up to this. He wouldn't even be around us if he wasn't already on the path.
Let's talk about the moon.
Okay.
All right. This picture here.
Yeah. See it?
You love it, don't you? You love this picture.
The moon nice that there's looks like there's a nice camera that you could see reflecting off his helmet. Probably had a nice light so it could be filmed, I mean.
Yeah. Now,
beautiful.
Yeah. So you see the reflection. Do you know whose reflection that is?
Buzz Aldrin. I don't know.
And then you got the guy in the back who's taking the picture.
Dude, think about it, dude. Look, is that the lunar rover or whatever they called it, the thing that they rolled around on when they were on the moon in the reflection? That thing has aluminum foil on it, dude. Come on, it looks like it's made out of used toothbrushes and toothpicks. You really believe that thing was running around on the moon and people were golfing on it and dancing and jumping around on the fucking moon, Danny? Come on, bro.
Now, look,
think about how absurd that is.
Now, the moon landing is... I don't care too much for the moon landing, if I'm honest with you. I just wanted to show you this picture, and I'm just trying to get your thoughts on a few things.
Well, Danny, think about it. Since 73, that was the last time supposedly a American astronaut walked on the moon. They can't get back. They haven't been able to get back. They claim that they lost the technology. That would be like if they invented the car and then 25, 30 years later, they forgot how to invent cars and there were no more cars. Have you ever noticed any technology actually devolve instead of evolving? So we should have, if space technology was correct, we would have been on Mars. We would be having discotheques on Mars by now.
No, that'd be fun.
It'd be McDonald's on Uranus.
That'd be fun.
But it's not, because we can't get back to the moon, because we never went to the moon.
Do you know what? I believe we went to the moon. Now, like I said, now hear me out. Like I said, it's not my strongest part. I couldn't debate the moon landing. I really couldn't. I showed that picture because I just wanted to get your view on it. Literally, I don't do moon landing debates. I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, look, you believe that has happened, but you're not very good at debating it. Of course, I don't have to be good at debating about something, but I can still believe it just by the evidence. Now you're probably thinking that if someone brought a picture of a unicorn fucking shagging a werewolf, then you'd think I'd believe it. No, I wouldn't believe it. It's just that I would believe pictures if there was substantial evidence to follow it. So, like, if I saw a picture of a boat over the horizon, I would think, oh, okay, that's out at sea, and that boat is disappearing, bottom up. Okay, it's got to be a globe because it's going over.
All right, but if I could bring that boat back into your vision using a high-powered digital camera, a zoom lens, how could it have gone over the curve?
Because the boat is before the curve, and the boat's probably small.
Well, then you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say it's going over the curve, therefore that proves the globe. But yet, if you can bring it back, that doesn't disprove the globe.
If it goes over the curve bottom up, and you can only see half the boat, and then you zoom in, you won't be able to bring the whole boat back in. If the boat is before the curvature, and the boat is out of your vision when you are zoomed out, and then you zoom in, of course you'll bring it in. Because the boat's probably
but you've heard of the black swan. You know that there's many visual proofs that people have seen objects that are way farther away than they're supposed to be able to see it. It would have way been impossible to see on a globe with the dimension that you have for your globe.
Right, okay. So
that doesn't bother you at all? Like that wouldn't that make you go, damn, Nemo? I mean, I'm not saying you're right, but that is suspicious. Like if I can see a city skyline that's supposed to be buried by 200 miles of curvature, that would definitely be a red flag. Something's weird going on, right? Wouldn't you at least think that?
If what, sorry?
If you saw a city skyline that even a scientist, somebody who's an expert in heliocentrism and the globe and all that, and he said, yeah, that skyline should be hidden by the curvature of the Earth. And you go, well, how come I can see it? And he goes, well, it's because it's a trick of the illusion. It's an illusion of the atmosphere, and it's the ionosphere bouncing off of the light rays. Whatever he said, if you could see the city skyline, wouldn't that tell you there's a serious problem with the globe model?
How far away was it again? Sorry.
If you could see an object, like they have many videos on a lot of the flat earther videos that I'm sure you've looked at a lot of them, where they show like the black swan, where they're showing something that's way farther away than you would ever be able to see if the globe's dimensions were accurate. So even if it was a globe, you would have to say, well, it's a much larger globe than the dimensions they're giving us because we're seeing these things. But the fact that you see these things proves that at the very least the dimensions are wrong, and probably that it's all a lie. Like there is no globe.
It depends. I mean, it depends how far you're looking. I mean, because...
what would you accept as evidence to falsify the globe? Like, tell me what I would have to prove to you to say, damn it, Nemo, you're right. Something's wrong.
You know what, right? I will answer that question, and I won't even ask you to verify how the 24-hour sun will work. I'm going to exclude that question. Right, okay. I want to know how the sun and the moon are moving around. Do you know what? Honestly, I'm not trolling. I am not. I'm doing this debate out of the goodness of my heart for both of us. I promise you, that's a real question. I want to know your version on how the sun and the moon are going. Sorry, how the sun and the moon are going around. I would love to know.
Well, honestly. I mean, from what I can't say I have any like textbook definition explanations. All I can say is what the sun appears to me is when it comes across the sky, it looks like it's moving above us, and then it goes so far away in the opposite direction. Eventually, with your diminution of vision, you're not going to be able to see it anymore, no matter how bright it is. So it's going to go. Eventually, it's going to go so far beyond where you could see it's going to disappear. Hence, darkness comes because it's only lighting a limited amount of the area at a time. It's not like lighting half a globe. So once darkness comes, you know it's darkness. You have to wait until the sun comes again in the east.
The thing is,
now the moon. What's that? Yeah.
No, go on. Sorry, carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
You could look at the moon as the opposite complementing factor to the sun. You know, it provides night at light. It's like a night light. You know, it's very weird when you think about how it's shaped and and some people have shown video where it looks like parts of the moon. I know it sounds crazy, but it looks like parts of the moon are transparent. Like you
No,
could see objects or stars beyond it. And they say, well, that's just refraction or it's some kind of, I mean, they always have answers to like
it's like
why you can see
atmospheric
things you
scattering,
shouldn't
isn't
see.
it?
Well, we
Right.
don't know that. What I'm trying to say is at most I can determine is there are lights in the sky. One is called moonlight. One is the other sun. There's a moon. There's a sun. I don't. Do I think anybody landed on the sun or moon and sampled what they were and said, "Hey, I got moon rocks," or I got a bucket full of sun juice, and now I'm going to bring it to a lab"?
Right.
No, I don't think anybody did that. I think people have opinions and theories.
So you believe the sun and moon are they opposite? Are they always opposite each other?
Well, sometimes I've seen the sun and the moon in the same. Like I can see them at the same time. I mean, obviously
Okay,
there's
so
some. You know,
okay, so that would mean solar eclipses work.
solar eclipse. Well, I mean, because the sun is blocked out with a circle at some point or something. Does that mean we're a circle?
Okay, but
In other words, look at it this way: if the light bulb in your ceiling, if something blocked out your light bulb and it was a circle, does that mean you're standing on a circle?
no, all I'm saying is if you got the sun, does it just appear like that? So the black thing just appear, or is there a black thing going across like this?
Well, if there's a black thing going across it like this, there's no provable motion for Earth, so it's definitely not Earth.
So it's the moon then.
Whatever's going across it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the moon.
I
It's the
mean,
moon.
well, right, but what? Well, they don't they say that that the Earth and the sun can align, or the Earth and the moon can align? It's this they can like look the same shape and all that, and the Earth can cover the whatever the moon or the sun
Yeah.
because we're all orbiting each other in perfect unison.
Yeah.
Like the moon is orbiting the Earth, we're orbiting the sun. At sometimes we align. That's all theoretical nonsense, though. That's never been proven. It's just something somebody thought up and squiggled on a chalkboard and said this might be a possible explanation.
But then you have the predictions. You got these solar eclipse predictions, and they always come through. Like the one that happened last year in America, going
Yeah,
across America.
but they had those
May
kind of
the 8th,
predictions for
and
they
April 8th.
they had those predictions for decades before the globe model. Like these go back to ancient times. They could predict when eclipses were going to happen.
So the eclipse. So when you go back in time, the eclipses, the predictions for the eclipses were actually on the flat Earth model to start with.
Whatever model they were using. I mean, contrary to popular belief, people like to say it's been proven that it's a globe for thousands of years. That's not the truth. Most ancient cultures, if not all, did not postulate a spinning globe, but they postulated a level, stationary, I don't know, a terrarium, I guess you want to call it. It's like I don't know what you'd call it, but it's in the most creation myths. They're not positing a spinning ball that's zooming through space. That was relatively new. It was probably I don't know. People say it could be Freemasonic or Jesuit or whatever. Who knows? Who cares? It was just bullshit that men invented to try to con other gullible men and women.
I want to go back to the.
And I was
reflection.
gullible. Look, I was gullible too, Danny. I mean, there's no harm in saying I was duped. If you were fooled, wouldn't you want to know it?
Not really. I'd rather just die with ignorance.
You'd rather not. Well, that's an option. There you go. Have another beer at the pub, mate.
Right, let's go to this one. Now, you mentioned the black swan earlier. Now, I got these two pictures up, and I actually did this drawing myself. I did the circles, and I wrote the captions and everything. So the picture on the left is with refraction. So that is on an atmospheric sort of condition day where it's at its worst probably. You can tell with the amount of refraction that's happening how bad the refraction is at that time. And then obviously you on the right you got it smooth as anything and there's no distortion and it's behind the curve.
Yeah, I would agree with you to this point. I could see refraction playing a factor if it was close enough where the curvature of the Earth wasn't a question. But however, if something like a oil derrick or a barge or anything is supposed to be beyond the limit in terms of miles, that it would actually be on the other side of physical Earth curvature. Like, in other words, again, you got to look at the Earth as a curve, and you're on one side looking with a straight line of vision, and you're seeing something that should be on the other side of a curve. So it would have that actual barrier of matter to stop vision from working. So you would never be able to see it. So how refraction would work in that situation would be magical. That would be something purely out of a fairy tale.
So it's not like bending.
Like, you're not gonna, if you have a wall, and let me ask you this: if your wife stands in the bathroom and you're in your bedroom and there's a wall in between you and your wife, and there's no windows, there's no holes, it's a solid wall, can you see her?
No, of course not.
There you go.
But what's that?
There you go.
I didn't understand the analogy.
Okay, I'm gonna do it again. And
Go
look,
again.
Danny, I get it, man. It sounds crazy, but I'm gonna do it slowly.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
you are in your theory that we're on a globe, we're on a ball. The ball has water on it, and it's spinning and it's zooming through space. Now you're standing on the shoreline, and you see something in the ocean that is supposed to be so far away that even somebody who defends the globe would say nobody should be able to see it with that amount of distance. The curvature would mean that what you're seeing would be actually on the other side of the curve, or at least it would be enough on the other side of the curve that there would be a physical barrier of Earth barring you from making a visual connection to that object. So the analogy I'm using it, like, say for instance, if you were on a big ball, like a big basketball, like say a giant one, and you were holding on one side and your wife was holding on the other side, and you couldn't see each other, what would be the reason you couldn't see each other?
The curvature.
Yeah, the basketball itself. The curve, meaning the ball is preventing you from seeing your wife. That would be the same impossibility in these things. Like, you would never be able to see the black swan or some of these boats or some of these skylines unless the curvature is falsified. Like, it's just not there. Like, if you see it, it proves the curvature of the globe is a lie. The only thing they can use to make excuses for it is they'll say, well, there's these visual, effects that happen because of the ionosphere or because of light, curving off of this or that. But it's just a feeble attempt to get people to say, well, even though my own eyes are disproving what they're telling me, I'm still going to believe them.
Okay, so let me throw this question to you then. Out of these two pictures, which one is true?
What does that mean, man? I don't have any idea where these pictures came from. I don't know who manipulated these pictures. Now you're asking me which one is the one that's refracted and which is not, dude.
These are real pictures taken. Which one of these pictures do you think is true?
No refraction.
No refraction.
Is that the correct answer? All right. So I was right. So what does that prove?
It proves that the oil rig on the left has been obscured by the curvature of the Earth. It's disappeared bottom up. If it was flat, it would be the picture like on the left, but the picture on the left is refracted. You can tell it's refracted. It's refracted because
that's what you, Danny.
Images.
Danny, what I'm simply saying
oil rig is distorted.
No amount of refraction, my friend. No amount of refraction is ever going to explain away seeing something that's supposed to be obscured by hundreds of miles of Earth, of actual curvature. No matter what the wizards come up with and say, well, it's this theoretical, physical, what I don't care what anomaly you bring, it's not going to happen. It's never going to be able to. It's like, it would literally like being able to see your wife through the wall.
Yeah, but
Unless there's a window
but this
there,
is
you're
the
not
thing,
going to
though.
see somebody through
But
matter.
we don't live on a basketball, though. We don't live on something the size of a basketball. If we did, do you know what? If this planet was probably, I don't know, 100 times smaller, or maybe
Oh.
1,000 times smaller, then maybe we'll be able to see some sort of curvature. But the Earth is really big. It's so fucking big.
Well, look at it this way. I'm only going based on the dimensions that your scientists gave me. And it's been proven that their dimensions are incorrect. Now that you could say, well, you know what, Nemo, maybe their dimensions are wrong. Maybe the Earth is a ball, but it's just much larger than you thought it was. Hey, maybe we're living on a piano. Maybe we're living on a harpsichord. Maybe we're living on a unicorn. I have no idea. All I'm saying is this, man. If you can see something that is supposed to be obscured by the actual curvature of the Earth, you can bring it back into focus with a camera or binoculars,
You can't.
then I'm telling you right now, okay.
You can't. If it's behind the curve, you can't. You can't bring it in if it's beyond the curve.
Well, how did people see the black swan?
The black. Okay, on the one on the right with no refraction, try and bring that back in.
Yeah, but the black swan, the oil derrick that was farther out would have been obscured by actual curvature. You wouldn't be able to see it no matter how you could have the best binoculars that man has ever invented. You would never be able to see it.
Do you know what? The only way, the picture that says no refraction, the only way that could ever work is if the sea was literally doing this. And literally the thing is in the dip bit.
Danny, is the
then-
problem
then-
that
then
you believe
levels not
that
flat
there's
then, is
no
it?
way, Danny, do you believe that there's no way that they could have gotten away with such a lie?
Say again.
Do you believe on some level that there's no way that they could have gotten away with such a lie? Like if say I'm correct and the Earth isn't a globe, in some level, are you saying, well, Nemo, they would never have been able to get away with a lie like that and make so many educated, intelligent people believe it if it were a lie?
But this is the thing. I don't get why they would.
Well, why they would is irrelevant. Like, for instance, if I had evidence that your wife was cheating on you and I showed it to you, would it matter why she was cheating on you?
Well, yeah, it would, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the visual evidence of her cheating is kind of going to be a statement unto itself. It's going to prove that, something's going on. I'm just saying the same thing with what I'm doing here is I'm just saying that the globe is bullshit. I don't want to, we can get into why they're lying about it, but I mean, why they're lying about it is irrelevant. I mean, if you can prove to yourself using your own observational skills and your own critical thinking that you're being lied to, shouldn't that be enough of a red flag to just start doing more research?
Well, yeah, but it depends who's lying. I mean, if you're going governments, then yeah, like I said, mate, all governments lie. It's a thing. They want to get into power. They want to make the money being prime ministers and presidents and everything. But when it comes to science, I don't know. There's no way scientists will lie.
What about cough and sniffles 19? What about cough and sniffles 19? You said you've talked about that in the past, and you said there's some doubtful stuff about the science, about the medicine, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now I said that I said COVID-19 was a real thing. I believed it was out there.
Yeah.
I witnessed family members getting sick. My son's mother at the time when I was with her was sick. Everyone was just.
You said it was dodgy that they. Yeah, but you said it was dodgy that they got that bug juice out so quickly.
Absolutely, I stand by that. Absolutely, and I do stand by that. That was too quick. But then I was forced to have it stay in my job. And there was no jobs out there. I couldn't get any other work. I couldn't go applying. The fucking world was closed down. The whole world was closed down. I couldn't get no fucking job anywhere. And for me to still make money to provide for my family, I had to get the fucking, the poison inside my fucking body that that has just been distributed about fucking 2 weeks before that.
Can I ask you this? If you've had a friend that you grew up with, a mate that you grew up with in the neighborhood, and you knew he was a known liar, he lies about everything, and you were his friend, wouldn't you still verify everything he told you, especially if it was important, if you knew he was a known liar?
Yeah.
You've already acknowledged the government lies about everything. So they could possibly be lying about the earth.
Not everything.
They could possibly be lying about, well, they lie about a lot. So they could possibly, you at least admit that they possibly could be lying about the shape of the earth. They could possibly lie about the moon landing. So now you have to say, well, if they could possibly be lying because they have lied about other things, and there are these red flags that Nemo keeps bringing up that I can't really figure out why, like, they are there. Shouldn't it lead you to say, well, there's a chance that this could be true?
I'm going to be one of those guys right now and tell you and everyone in the chat that there is no reason why any sort of governmental or political sort of person or personnel or persons or even an authority, whatever, would lie about the shape of the earth. There is no reason
let me ask
whatsoever.
you this.
There's no reason to lie about people's money and where it's gone and fucking and everything else. Then cool, yeah. Obviously, they're gonna fucking lie about it unless they prove it. But with the earth, I don't see what the problem. I don't see why. Sorry, I just.
But we could speculate endlessly. We could go on for hours and days about why they do it. But I'll give you a quick reason why. Like, say there was unlimited resources, there was extra land that we're not told about. Now, how much do we pay at the pump at the gas stations? That's because there's a limited amount of these resources. We have to, pay because the oil prices are rising. So we have to pay more at the pump. We have to pay more to heat our flats and our houses. So if there's an unlimited amount of land that they have access to, or at least a much larger, and they have a lot more resources than they're telling, maybe unlimited resources, that would be a good scam. They could say, well, we're on an earth that only has a certain amount of size, and we only have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we have to charge a lot of money for all of it because we have so little of it. But what if they have an unlimited amount of supply and they're just conning us? How would they con us? By making us think that we lived on a spinning water ball.
So look, you say, I'm just reading the chat and everyone's saying money, power and control. Okay. And that was from Megavet. Megavet says there's money, power and control. Okay, fine. I mean, sometimes they can lie about certain things to hold control. Absolutely. Yeah. They did with Sniffles 19. They kept us all under fucking lock. The world went to fucking shit. I couldn't go home and see my nan who lived alone and who was depressed and needed company. Couldn't see it. It's under control, yes. Until they relaxed everything and they opened the world back up very, very slowly. But
you know what's funny, Danny? In America now, RFK Jr. he's making it harder for people to get the vaccine.
And so we should.
And and there are people who are fighting them and saying, no, we want our bug juice. We demand our bug juice. And I say simply this: they should be allowed to have it.
Yeah. But going back to your question, mate, the government's hiding shit. Let's say, let's talk about what we're talking about, okay? To hide the shape of the earth, honestly, there's a few people in the chat that will agree why they don't gain nothing from it. I mean, what if America did know the truth of some outer lands and there's oil and there's diamonds and rubies and fucking sapphire, but then other countries knew about it? I mean, are they not gonna tell the American people and grass Donald Trump in, let's say?
Hey, well, look at it like this, Danny. When COVID-19 popped off, right? You remember what lockstep meant? Remember lockstep? That means all the countries acted in the same way, on the same schedule. They all acted like they were one big country. And they often do at times. So why would it be any different with the space? I mean, they're conning their citizens just like look, again, I don't want to get any people thinking I'm anti this or anti that. I'm simply saying some people choose to believe what they choose to believe, and they should be allowed to believe that. If some people choose to believe they're on a spinning ball, I say, God bless you. If some people choose to believe that 9/11 was the result of Osama bin Laden and some guys with a box cutter, God bless you. Believe it. You believe in any religious ideal you want. You could believe anything you want. All I'm simply saying is the people who don't go along with this, the unproven speculation should not be labeled as psychos or cranks or nuts or conspiracy theorists. I think they should be labeled as realists because they're the ultimate realists.
Right. I've got a question for you. I was thinking about this earlier.
Sure.
Let's say the government was lying. There's more land out there. There's more ice out there. There's another sun out there. I mean, it's such an infinite plane that they know this, and that they've taken drones that can last for about months at a time with big charge on the actual fucking thing, and they're going out and out and out and out, and they're seeing all this. At some point, someone will slip, or someone will just turn the wrong way and just give it all up. There must be that one person.
It's already been done. Admiral Perry did that on a television newscast. Admiral Perry did that on a television newscast, I think in the 1950s, maybe. Okay. He talked about traveling beyond Antarctica and seeing all the other lands and stuff.
Well, yeah. Do you know what other lands that would be? That would probably be...
No, what?
That would probably be, I don't know, India.
So you think you went to Antarctica?
The other side of the fucking world.
India? Nah. Look, he talked on a television program that there were other lands, and they were as big as the continent of America, of North America. Okay. As big as North America. So now this was an admiral that was much celebrated in his day. He wasn't some guy on the street in a bar just spouting off. Was he lying? Maybe. Was it misinformation? Possibly. Was he telling the truth? Possibly. I can't verify it, but all I'm saying is if things keep adding up again, like if you're weighing all the evidence and more evidence is proving that you're being deceived and you're being lied to, at some point you have to say, hey, look, I don't like to admit that the world I believed I was living in is not actually accurate, and it's actually a much different reality than I thought it was. But if I'm ever going to make the next step forward in terms of my journey on this planet, I have to recognize I'm being lied to. Like, you ever get in a situation where a girlfriend was cheating on you, and at first you were trying to deny it, and you were like, there's a good reason why I found those men's jockey shorts in her car the other day. It must have been her cousin Wally's, and she was probably bringing his laundry to, and you deny it for a long time because you just don't want to admit it. And then finally something happens that's so flagrant and in your face, you can't deny it anymore. Unless you're just a sucker and you want to be a gullible pigeon.
It's very, very interesting. I don't know who the guy is. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know who the guy is. I don't really look that far into...
Yeah, it was Admiral Byrd.
Admiral
Blaze
Byrd.
corrected me. It was Admiral Byrd. Yeah. Perry, I think, that was a different guy. Admiral Byrd.
Yeah, Dead Game said Admiral Byrd, yeah.
Dead Game, thank you. Blaze, thank you.
Okay. Right, okay.
You should read some of the comments, guys. Right. You got some comments in there. So you got somebody named Paul in there? Who's this dude?
If the flat Earth, right?
That's not Paul McCartney, is it? Yeah.
I'm not sure. They are lying to us. Who are they? Well, Paul says they are lying to us. Who are they? Well, they know who they are. Take my word for that one. Fucking hell. Well, there you go. It's you got to believe what other people say, and you just got to take it gospel, Okay, look, I've got another question for you. We're going to do another 25 minutes, but I'm up for round two because then we can really go into the nitty gritty. I want to talk about other things, but we'll keep it as sort of the conspiracy side of the flat Earth. Now, I don't mind. We'll definitely do round two. Absolutely, I fucking love chatting to you, mate. Okay, sure. I do love chatting to you.
I love chatting with you, Danny.
He was referring to the lands. That was Dead Game. All right, right. Okay, so right. Flat Earth, right? They got a big movement. They've got a big movement, right? And they're very adamant that they're now. I can say this because you're not a flat earth, you're a globe denier, but they're very adamant that they have all this evidence with radar and with everything and lasers, okay, and literally just looking out at the ocean and going, "Oh, it's flat," right? But they claim that the government are hiding lands in this because we spoke about it just now, right? Okay, so why don't the flat Earth, if they are so sure about this, take the government to court? Why is there not a sort of court proceeding happening?
Say you were born into a prison and you realized at some point you were in a prison, but everybody else in the prison thought they were free. And you found a couple of other inmates in the prison who realized they were in a prison, and they're like, wow, these other suckers in this prison think they're all free, but we know they're not. None of us are free. And you guys, like, say there's 5 of you, and you guys get together and you're like, why don't we try to sue the warden? Why don't we try to, like, find a lawyer and sue the warden? No, you'd have to sue the system that's deceiving you. So in other words, it would be like going to your enemy and saying, can I ask you to protect me? That wouldn't make much sense. These are the people that have institutionalized deception on a level that most people can't even comprehend. It's mind-blowing for the average person to imagine how much they're being lied to. So they say, you know what? I can't live in a world like that mentally. So I'm just going to go along to get along and just agree with my mates at the pub. And I'm just going to, wear my MAGA hat or my Kamala hat, whatever it is. And that's their whole life, dude. But I'm just saying that doesn't have to be your whole life. You have a choice. You have the choice to be one of them or to think for yourself. Now, if you think for yourself, you may make people angry with you. You may make friends not want to be friends with you anymore. You even might make some of your family members not want to know you. But guess what? Is the truth worth it or not? Would you rather have the truth or would you rather have a fun, popular life?
Yeah, no, truth. Truth is always important. Absolutely.
Are you?
But
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, but the flat Earth believe they have the truth. They have the answers. They have the evidence.
Nobody.
So why are they not taking the government down some sort of legal route and take them to court and then get the court to get information about what they really know? But the flat Earth won't do that because they actually know within themselves that they could be that much wrong. They could be just a tiny bit wrong. But then you'll get the flat earthers. But you'll get the flat earthers who think they are absolutely fucking right, like AV and Indigo and that motherfucking Jedi that's Nathan Oakley wannabe. And I hope they're in the flat fucking chat because they are pricks. Jerry had to go up against them as well. They are fucking dickheads.
Look, I can't defend any individual flat earther. Some of those guys and women are idiots. Some of them are great people. Some globies are great people. Some globies are idiots. I'm just saying this, man. You should be open to the other side's debate. I know after we're done, you're going to say, you know what, Nemo, man, you're my mate, but I'm still a globie. And I'm going to be like, that's fine, bro. If we met in real life, we would go have a pint and we'd talk about other things and we wouldn't get in arguments.
Absolutely. I've got so much respect for you. Literally, I do. I love you to pieces, man. Everyone in the community, you're all fucking amazing. And the thing is, we hang out on the hangout spot, or we go, or we we join on Pebbles or whatever, and sometimes we get heated because we've all got different opinions about different things, and it's great because then we can express it. And then after, it's like, right, see you later, good night, everyone. And then the next day, we're all on Discord and we're fucking sending each other memes. You know what I mean? That's it.
Look, I get into arguments with other people. Like me and Jerry have like knockdown, drag out debates, and we get into stuff. And I like to think that at the end of the day, we're still friends.
Yeah. It's like Jerry.
Me and Pebbles disagree on things. But yeah.
Jerry in the chat said.
Yeah, Jerry's right here.
Yeah, Jerry's here. He said there is no source for flat Earth.
Sure. I mean, look, man, I'm never going to try to say, look, you got to start thinking like Nemo Octavius for you to be cool. I'm saying you got to think for yourself and allow me to think for myself. Jerry and I disagree on a lot. Pebbles and I disagree on a lot. But it doesn't mean we can't be good. We can't be brothers. We could be the best of friends.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. I want to show you one more thing.
It really doesn't matter. In that sense, does it really matter? Like, if we're going to hate each other because of the shape of the earth, isn't that a price too heavy?
No. We'll never hate each other for us expressing our arguments. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Paul in the chat says flat earthers love a bird, as in bird admiral. But for some reason they don't pay attention when he talked of the midnight sun down there.
Oh, midnight sun again. Like, I'm aware there. I'm not saying that there is not places on the earth that have a sun that lasts for more than a day, and there are other places that have darkness that lasts for days or weeks. To me, that could all be true. I've never been in those places, but I'm assuming enough people have. I'm saying, all right, say that's true. Great, that's beautiful. That doesn't prove anything one way or the other. You would still have to prove curvature, motion, and if you prove those things, then I would say, well, now we're getting into the territory where I'll accept your explanation for.
But you know what? It's interesting you said that, because, well, on the flat earth, thing is, right, we experience day and night. There is always 50%. The other side of the world is in day. One half of the world is in day. The other half of the world is in night. Always. It's just, that's fact. That is just fact. Now with the tilt, sometimes in most parts of the year, you can get a 24-hour sun that will go in most places, 24-hour sun in the north to go most places, because of the tilt and the way it goes around and it orbits the sun. Okay, that's how we got our seasons.
Yeah, but you don't think it's odd that there are other naval bases? There are other naval bases near the one where they observe the 24-hour sun that are in the same latitude and not that far, and they're in total everywhere. Darkness.
Yeah, there's bases everywhere in Antarctica.
But
the thing is, these bases are run by other countries, yes, but they cannot be claimed because of the treaty. Now, you can go down there and build a hut and call it fucking Danny Turner's space station or Antarctic station. I can call it wherever I want, but I can't claim that land. That's not my bit of land that I've just shoveled out and made a little square and called it mine because of the treaty.
Danny, why do you think all these different countries signed that treaty? What's so special about Antarctica? Really, when you think about it,
it's a very pristine place. And they want to keep it.
So was North America at one point before people,
Yeah, but it's different though. It's different though. With the Antarctica, it's different. It's a very thing. It's a continent, right? And in most parts of it is actually an inhabitable continent. Now you can scale Antarctica fine, but it's dangerous. It is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, and like I said, it's pristine. They like to keep it pristine. They like to keep it as it is. They don't want any wars going over it. They don't want any of the any army of any country going there. Nothing. But they seem to have bases there that people have just set up shop. Like Australia have got a few bases down in the southeast.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Danny.
Not Canada, I can't remember, but there's a few up the top, at the northwest as well. They're everywhere. They're claimed by other countries. They're taken over by other countries, bits of land of Antarctica, but they can never be claimed.
Well, it's interesting. For me, it would seem like if you look at human history, you would see that most places on the earth get colonized. Even the outback, like in Australia, they get people there, and you would think that it would be more colonized after all these hundreds of years. But if that's what you believe, I would say that the reason why people aren't allowed to go over there, and as much as people say you are free, you're really not free to go beyond a certain limit. Like, you can only go, like, what is it, like 7 miles into there, and then you can't go any further. But if they opened it up and say, well, sure, anybody, if you have enough money, you can go as long as you want. We're not going to, if you get broken down in the middle of Antarctica, don't cry for help. But if you want to go explore it, go ahead. But they won't let people do that. Now, you say it's because they want to make it pristine. I say maybe they have another reason why they don't want people there. Maybe
No,
they don't
no, I'm
want
just
somebody to
saying-
see something.
I'm just saying it's a very pristine place, and they want to keep it as it is. They don't want the
Hard to
continent
know
be-
if you can never go
to be
check it
ruined.
out.
You can freely. I could book tomorrow. Tonight. I can go on ALE, and I can book a flight now. I can and book the accommodation, but I don't have 25,000-30,000 pound to go down there. It's so expensive to go to Antarctica because of the danger of it. Because you got to have the staff there as well who are going to be looking after you, catering to you, making sure that you got the right equipment to go because it's so cold there. Depending if you go in the summer, sometimes the temperatures are not too cold, so you can literally take a top off, but you'll have to put it back.
Why
on
can't you fly over it?
You can fly over it and then land on it. Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. Oh, even the whole continent? Like you can go even beyond the 7-mile limit in a plane?
I'm not sure about that. I don't want to give
You
that
might be
answer,
able
I'm
to.
not sure.
Yeah, I don't know, Danny. I don't know about that.
I don't know either. I don't know. I don't have any insight of anyone flying. Do you mean, so if we left London and then we went down south and we come back round sort of thing? So it goes over that way? I think I know what you mean, but I don't know the answer to that, so I'm just not.
Danny, before the debate closes, let me ask you a question. I've asked this before, but I want you to think about it. You take a basketball, okay?
Basketball, yeah.
You don't get in a pool of water. And you take the basketball out, and then you throw the ball as hard as you can. What happens to the water on the ball as it's spinning through the air?
Yeah, it's okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now, the only reason why they say the water is not spinning off of the earth is because of gravity. We know they've updated it to Einsteinian gravity, right? Which is the curving of space-time. Now, again, space is the absence of matter, so there's nothing there.
Right.
And time is arbitrary because we're only going by the sun and we're going by the celestial objects to trace time, so it's an arbitrary thing. So these are two, for lack of a better terms, immaterial concepts, and we're trying to quantify them. So this is Einstein's great contribution. And it's ironic that when you say something stupid, people will look at you and go like, great thinking, Einstein. But in reality, Einstein was an idiot. He wasn't that smart. Like a lot of the people that were given as idols, and they say this person is one of the smartest people in the world. Like Elon Musk, for example. A lot of these people are nothing special. If you met them in day-to-day life at a bar, they might not even be as smart as you, or they might even be a lot dumber than you.
Right. Let's say you put water on.
I know that sounds crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I get where you're coming from. Now, let's say you put water in that basketball, and
it or on it?
On it, yeah. So dunk the dunk the basketball in a pool of water, and then get it out. It's going to drip, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, sure.
But the water will still stick until there's some sort of heat to absorb it and dry it up, right? Okay. Now spin that basketball with the water you just put on the basketball. Spin that that basketball the same speed as the Earth is rotating.
Yeah, you think the water's going to stay calm and flat on the basketball?
I don't know. How fast do you think the Earth is spinning? Go on.
1,000 miles per hour at its axis.
1,000 miles per hour.
I mean, at the equator. Yeah.
All right.
And don't forget, it's also, while it's spinning 1,000 miles per hour at its equator, it's also moving 66.6 thousand miles per hour as it orbits the sun.
All right.
And now think about this, though, Danny. While it's orbiting the sun at 66.6 thousand miles per hour, the sun is moving at, I think it's like 450,000 miles per hour. And the galaxy that we're in, the Milky Way, is zooming through the space at 1.3 million miles per hour. And other human beings, Danny, have actually convinced you that they know this to be true. And they're like, Danny, we've figured it all out. We know exactly how fast the Earth spins. We know exactly how fast it's orbiting the sun. We know how fast the galaxy's moving. And you actually believe it. Why?
There's people out there that have have studied all their lives professionally as physicists, scientists.
Yeah.
So why
But,
would they want to waste their time
but
on
today,
false
science
shit?
is religion.
But they wouldn't
Today,
waste their
science is
time
religion.
just bullshitting about things. So they wouldn't be 15 years down the line
They
and
wouldn't?
say, "Oh, this I think the world's flat." They got to test things. With the
Well,
scientific method, that's what they use to test things. Not even they don't.
you
even
have a lot of people that believe it. You have a lot of people that believe it like you. You have a lot of people that maybe know better, but they get funding to try to validate research that proves the globe. Don't ever forget that people will be swayed by money, and if you give somebody a lot of money and a lot of power, they'll pretty much say you live on a rabbit. They don't care, I mean, it's like even Einstein. That's a mercenary move he pulled. He was like, well, matter obviously doesn't attract brute matter. That's crazy. So Newtonian stuff has been disproven with the Michelson-Morley experiment. So now we have to go into this other concept. So Einstein had to figure out the next bullshit story to tell the public. And that's why they hired him. And he's not that, like, again, if you research Einstein thoroughly, you'll find out he's not the genius people, he's presented as being.
I wanted to say earlier that the Earth spins 15 degrees per hour. And that's very slow.
Yeah.
It is very slow. It's just like this.
Has it ever been proven? Well, look, the hands of a clock move very slow. Look, hands of a clock move very slow, but you could still notice it, right? You acknowledge that. If you look at your wristwatch, you can see the hands of the clock on your wristwatch, the clock face. It moves slow, but you could still notice it. And especially with a laser, like an interferometer, which is a precise measuring instrument using lasers, you're telling me they can't verify that rotation?
Yeah, but then
in 2025,
why is one placed down anywhere on Earth and it detects straight away? What's it detecting if it's not moving? What is it?
Repeat that question again.
So the ring laser gyroscope, right? When it's turned on and it's just put on any surface on the Earth, it starts to move. It starts to give you a It's
did you ever see a slinky, Jerry?
The rotation.
Did you ever see a slinky? You know what a slinky is?
I know what a slinky is, but just
it's a toy, right? You throw it. Right?
Why?
Think about it. I can put that on my stairs and it'll move by itself. Does that mean the Earth's moving?
But why does the gyroscope move? I mean, if the world is flat and motionless, then what's moving it? If it's still as fuck, if it is literally on a still surface.
Oh, everything is. Wouldn't you agree? Everything is in motion. Pretty much. Like at least on a subatomic level, everything is in motion, right? In some level, there is always energy being transferred and processed. So whether a gyroscope moves when it's being put on the Earth should not prove to you that you're on a ball that's spinning at 1,000 miles per hour and orbiting a sun at 66.6 thousand miles per hour. Okay, Foucault's pendulum. It's on the same basic principle as Foucault's pendulum. And look at Foucault's pendulum. If that were true, wouldn't those pendulums be in motion all the time? You would never even have to start them.
Well, yeah, but
it would be picking up the spin all the time. You would never have to start it.
But with the Foucault's pendulum, it won't go on forever. Like literally, you have to.
Why not? The Earth never stops moving, does it?
It's like the argument with flat earthers when they think that you just leave.
Yeah, I know you're not noticing what I just said. Does the Earth ever stop moving? Does the Earth ever stop moving?
No, it doesn't.
No. So why would the pendulum stop swinging?
Because it loses its momentum. It literally is.
Because it's bullshit, bro.
No,
listen, it's been debunked. It was debunked. It just
loses momentum.
Gyroscopes. There's Foucault's pendulum.
There's only one speed.
Ships going over the curve.
There's only one speed.
You got to do your research.
When you set off the Foucault's pendulum, it starts off slow, then eventually it's just going to slow down. That's just how it is. It just slows down. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. It's going up and down, measuring and it starts to sway side to side, and then it starts measuring the angles. What's the fucking word I'm
So
looking for?
you're
The tilt.
pre-assuming the curvature and the
I'm
motion
fucking
of the
lost for
Earth
words.
and gravity for all.
I know what I mean.
You're pre-assuming curvature, motion, and gravity for your explanation is why these Foucaults or these pendulums or these gyroscopes working in the way they do.
Pendulum is
You're
only for
already
the
having to
movement.
presuppose that. You've never proven those theories. So you're saying this other observation I'm making about a gyroscope or a Foucault's pendulum, even if it can be explained in other ways, is proving other things that I've never proven. Do you see that there's a logical fallacy there?
Well, no, because if they do the
It
Foucault's
goes
pendulum,
back to the cookies and
but
milk on
if-
Christmas.
no,
Go back to
yes.
the Christmas Eve.
No.
If the cookies and milk are gone,
if they did the Foucault's pendulum, and by a scientist did it, and the Foucault's pendulum is doing, doing this thing to measure the
no,
rotation of the Earth.
if you put a
What is the
Foucault's
point-
pendulum on a flat table,
What's the point of
wouldn't
scientists
if
doing
you put
it
it on
if
a
it's not going to prove the motion of the Earth? What's the point of them even getting the apparatus out to even do it?
well, why would they lie to begin with? But I'm asking you to go back to the analogy I used. If you wake up on Christmas morning and the cookies and milk are gone, and you look up at me and say, Nemo, I told you Santa Claus was real. Does that mean a fat man climbed down your chimney and dropped off gifts and did it for every other human being on the earth?
Well,
Or does it mean you don't know how the cookies and...
The thing is, that is a question where the only answer is no. So you sort of a question where you just literally tie my hands behind my back and
But if you believe it,
and it makes me
if
sound
you
like
believe in
I'm
Santa
agreeing.
Claus, but if you believe in Santa Claus, wouldn't the cookies and milk seem to help your case?
Right.
So you have to believe in the fact that curvature, motion, and the essentials
But
of
there's a difference.
Einsteinian gravity are actually verifiable. Then you could look at the other things you're asking, whether it be the 24-hour sun or a gyroscope or any other evidence, and then we can apply logic and say, well, this could be the truth. But if you can't prove any of those other things remotely, wouldn't you just be using a theory to test a theory?
I forgot what I was going to say. Literally forgot what I was going to say. I don't know.
All right, man. I mean, look, dude. to me, it seems like you're assuming a lot based on no evidence, and again, it's like I said, just
that's what I was
because
gonna
you
say.
think.
That's what I was going to say. Sorry. So with your story with Santa saying if you thought Santa was real, then you would believe that the milk and cookies are gone, right?
Well, no. If our mom and dad said, "Look, Nemo and Danny, you're going to go to bed tonight. Me and Daddy are going to leave out cookies and milk. Santa Claus is going to come. He's going to come down the chimney. He's going to eat the cookies and milk. Then he's going to leave gifts. Then he's going to go up the chimney and he's going to go to every other good boy and girl's home and leave them gifts and eat their cookies and milk. You and I are excited. We're going to get gifts in the morning. We go to sleep. We wake up. We run down the stairs and you look and you go, Nemo, the cookies and milk are gone. I told you Santa Claus was real. Damn it, you didn't believe me, Nemo, but the cookies are gone.
I love you. I love
24-hour sun, the 24-hour sun.
I love your storytelling. It's amazing. The only thing is, we have evidence of the globe. So when it comes to
Yeah, we
that
do.
sort of, so
Yeah.
your reverse sort of thing that you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically, we know it's a globe. So the whole, would you believe it sort of thing? If the cookies
Do
and
we
stuff were
really
eaten?
know it,
Yes.
Danny? Do you? Who's we? Who's we knows it? When you say we know it's a globe, who are you saying really? Wikipedia?
No,
Google?
no.
You personally know enough about it, and you've researched it enough to say,
Scientific-
Nemo, I was.
Scientific
Would
authorities.
you bet $1 million it's a globe?
Will I what?
If I had $1 million right now, if I
Yeah.
had $1 million right now,
Yeah.
I would bet you it's not a globe.
And I would.
Would
take
you
your
bet me it was a globe? If you
I
had $1
would.
million?
I would take your bet.
Great. I wish we
That-
both had $1 million.
That is how sure I am. That is how sure I am. That is a globe. I would
Good
take
enough.
that bet. And
Okay.
do you know what? And do you know what? Another thing as well. I would fly to your house. I would pay all expenses, only if you put me up for the night in, a spare room.
Yeah,
or something.
sure.
But I would fly to you, and I would shake it on it. I would shake on it as well.
All right,
£1
man.
million.
I tell you, man,
I'll have the money in escrow as well, and I will have lawyers to deal with payments if whatever. Trust me, I would go down the whole legal route to make sure the money would go to you if I was wrong, and there's nothing I could do about it. The money will go straight to you. I would shake your hand on it. It's a globe.
that's why I like debating with you, because I know you're doing it in good faith. You actually believe what you're saying. You're saying, you know what, Nemo, I dig you. I think you're wrong about this, but we could, we're still going to debate it, and I'm going to try to convince you that you need to look at it in a different way. And that's what's cool about it, man. Like you're not making it a bad thing that I don't agree with you. So,
Oh yeah. Do you know what? Mr. Andra in the chat said, if you had $1 million, take a Blue Origin flight.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, actually. Oh, I'll tell you what. How about this? We both put £1 million to fly Blue Origin, and have another £1 million that we are going to do the bet on.
Okay, yeah, man. Well, look, Blue Origin. I mean, let me ask you this, man. You think people like William Shatner? I know people. Here's an interesting thing. William Shatner, Captain Kirk from Star Trek. He went on a Blue Origin flight, and he came down.
Was it
And
Virgin?
they asked him.
Was it Virgin or Blue Origin?
It was either Blue Origin or Virgin.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah.
And he claimed, they said, what did you think about the globe, and what do you think about what flat earthers say? And he goes, no, it is flat. And he said, you should not. And there's a radio interview, there's an audio interview where he said it's flat, and he's like, and people say, well, that's ridiculous. And he's like, well, you should really think about what you believe before you believe it. Now, later on, they tried to spin it and say he was joking. They were saying, oh, he's just being funny. But if you listen to the audio, ask yourself, does he sound like he's joking to you?
Do you know what? I won't comment on that. I don't think he said that. Okay. Okay. I will comment on that. Sorry. I don't think he said that, but I won't comment on anything else. If you could citate that for me over the next few days, try and find that recording for me.
Yeah, I'll try to look. Yeah. I have heard it. I'll look for it again. I should be able to get my hands on it.
That'd be perfect, because I really want to hear that. I want to hear that. Okay, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. And if there's anyone in the chat that's got any questions for myself or Nemo, please put them in now. Me and Nemo, we're gonna keep talking for another 15 minutes. So get your questions in, and we'll get them answered. Look, Nemo, I love chatting to you. If we're debating, discussing, talking, or even just trying to vent and get some stress out, yeah. I absolutely love it. I do love it, and I apologize. It's been a while. I've, me and Hannah.
You had a daughter.
We had our daughter, yeah, and then I felt ill, and now I'm ill again, which is fucking. I've not had, and then work and everything. So the way I was on all the time, sort of streaming, and then it sort of died down a bit. Do you know what my worst fear was? My worst fear, I swear to you now, was losing the community. I thought if I'd been away for that long, I did not want to lose the amazing people in the community.
That's not going to happen.
No, I do this for you guys. Literally, I stream for myself because I enjoy it and I love doing it. But seeing you guys in my streams, it's heartwarming. It's very heartwarming. And being away for so long, I was telling Hannah, literally, I was even saying to her, like, I want to stream, but I wasn't well and I had work and I was tired. And I said, listen, I'm going to stream tonight. And then it'll be a week later, then I was streaming again.
Nobody's holding you accountable for those kind of things, because we all realize you have a family. Yeah. You have a full-time job. You have a family that you're taking care of, and you're a very lucky man. You have, So I mean, we realize whenever you feel, I can speak for myself. I know whenever you need me to do a stream, or whenever you want me to like check out something with you that you're doing, know I'm there, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Let's see if there's any questions up the top. I think I saw one. Well, I can read some comments. So Jerry says, it's not that they're in a motion, Nemo, it's that their motion switches sides. I think that's when we were talking about the rotation. I think that's what he meant. And air resistance, yeah. Paul says, come on, every airliner on Earth has 2 gyros that handle their navigation, and they all show the predicted rotation processes by latitude. Jerry says, it's not the motion that the experiment is intended to show, it's the fact that there is an acting force that changes the direction of the swinging weight and reverse acting force that... I think that's a gyroscope you must be on. That's the full course pendulum.
I think he meant something else. I think he meant it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean.
Yeah. Is that the proof? Yeah, Jerry said, is the proof of the Earth moving. So I think he's on about the full course pendulum. I think I just got a bit... I got tired. Like, tiredness just hit me like that. I'm just like, oh, fucking hell. And I couldn't get words out towards the end.
Man.
Here we go. No, is there any questions out there? Oh, Mr. Andra, sorry. If you had $1 million, take a Blue Origin flight. And then Paul says, I wouldn't take a flight. I wouldn't take a flight on those death traps. Why do you think Bezos and Musk stay on the ground? Fucking hell, so true. In fact, yeah, why have they not been on one of their fucking spaceships? Space shuttles, whatever you want to fucking call it. Shatner thinks the Earth is flat. Lol. That was from Paul. Paul said, I've got a question. Do you know where I left my keys? What the fuck?
Yeah, they're in your jeans pocket.
In your jeans pocket. Okay, I don't think there's... George says, hello, everyone. Hello, mate. How you doing? You sort of missed it. We're coming towards the end now. Listen, Nemo. Let's do this again.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Let's do this again.
It doesn't always have to be about the globe, too. We could discuss other things. I know you want to talk about 9/11 one day.
No, of course. I do want to do another globe with you because there are other... There are other topics in the globe's side for me that I want to discuss with you. Star trails and... Star trails. What was the other one? Oh, and like tectonic plates, like volcanoes and everything like that, natural disasters and everything, and maybe other stuff we could talk about. So we'll do a round 2, and we'll see how it goes. If not, if we don't get anything covered in that, we can maybe just do a round 3. I mean, I would love to carry this conversation with you because I learn of you as well. You know what I mean? And you learn off me.
Same here, man.
I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to, well, in a way, I guess, half-heartedly, I am trying to persuade you with love that, you know, we are on a globe and hopefully, you know, but when I'm tired, my persuasion is not great. I'll admit that. But hey, look, you know what? It doesn't matter what I believe in, what you believe in, or what any other person believes in.
We're mates, China.
We are the bestest of friends, yeah. So,
I tell you one day, if I ever come to England, I'm going to look you up, bro. We're going to have a couple of pints together.
Yeah. Do you know what? If you come to England, I'll even pick you up. If you come to Heathrow or Gatwick, I'll pick you up. And that's a promise. That is a promise.
You know what, dude? I got to tell you, I'm an Anglophile. I love a lot of English things. I love English music, English writers. So I may take you up on that one day, brother.
Oh, you're a writer? Yeah, I forgot about that. Are you writing a book about me?
I've thought about starting I have a couple of ideas. I might be able to fit you in, Danny. I'm just going to remember, I'm going to change your name so you can't get upset. Like, you know, when I don't want another Vince situation. So you give me permission to write about you.
I give you permission to write about me. You can keep my name if you like. I don't mind. I don't care. You can keep my name. Maybe if you are going to mention my girlfriend and the children, maybe change their name. But
I better change everybody's name. That's the most
Oh, okay.
that's the
Yeah.
safest legal possibility.
Okay.
You know,
Maybe call me
Vince
David.
almost issued a fatwa on my ass for writing about him, so I got to be
Oh
careful.
yeah,
He almost put the hit out
ancient
on me.
history, that one. Yeah, you can call me Dave or something. Yeah, however you want to do
He called you Dave.
it. No, you can call me Dave in the book. It's up to you.
Oh, okay.
There won't be an England.
They won't be in England by then, Nemo.
Oh, that's very
Pebbles
true.
doesn't think there's going to be
That's
in
very
England much
true.
longer.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, anyway, yeah, Nemo. We'll get into the chats of around two because there's more that I want to discuss, and also I want to do a conspiracies stream with you. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm very anti-conspiracy. But the one topic that I would like to talk about, and obviously other things within our chat, on the conspiracies chat, I want to talk about 9/11. Because I'm very mixed up with that. Sure. So I need you and the chat to persuade me that they are right about what happened in 9/11, just so I could take some sort of initiative and think for myself and think, you know what, actually, guys, I think you could be right. You know what I mean? So,
Sure, man.
Let me see if
Sounds
there's
like a
any
fun
questions.
conversation.
Excuse me, sorry. Let me see if there's any questions. Pebbles says, if we were living on a flat Earth, then why don't we see other flat planets in space? And don't tell me there's no such thing as space. That's a question for you, Nemo.
Well, what we see in the sky at night, Pebbles, is lights in the sky. We don't see other planets. People say we're seeing other planets that are ball shaped but we're seeing lights. I know that sounds shocking to some because they think people have actually landed on those places and they've taken soil off of Mars and looked at it. But what's actually up in the sky is lights. I hate to be the one to, burst your bubble.
Yep, there's your question was answered. It is a question, so I've got to ask it. Squared Peb said, I've got a question. Why are my balls not flat? It was a question. I think that's for both of us.
They haven't. I think they haven't been stomped enough yet by his wife. His wife usually stomps the hell out of him when he's late with his paycheck.
I was just about to say that. Maybe you haven't laid down in a while and she hasn't gone like a smash on your fucking balls. That's funny.
Every wife loves to smash their husband's balls, right, Danny?
Yeah, Paul says, if we've never been to Mars, then where do we get those delicious Mars bars from? I fucking love Mars bars. Oh, I love them.
It's definitely from chocolate.
Oh, that's
company,
a good
dude.
question.
I'm not a fan of Mars bar.
Oh, I fucking love Mars bars.
You don't like Cadbury chocolate? You're an England guy. You don't like Cadbury?
Oh, I like Cadbury. Cadbury's nice.
In America, Hershey is the big chocolate. What's the biggest chocolate in England?
Well, you got Mars.
Yeah.
You got Galaxy. You got Cadbury. What's the other one? Help me out. Anyone from England? Help me out. I think that's all I can think about.
You got Cadbury here. I've had Cadbury. It's pretty good.
Oh, you got Nestle. You got Nestle as well.
Yep, Nestle.
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 Let me see if there's any more questions. There's no question, but there is kind words for both of us. Good seeing you two legends here. Goodbye to the usual suspects here and to the rat and rats. Present, I see you. You are not welcome or liked. So we're the two legends, but then I think Megavet was he here? I don't think I.
That's
saw...
Pepsi Man.
Yeah.
Megavet is Pepsi Man.
Yeah, but he's under Pepsi Man on YouTube. But I'm calling Megavet. I want to know if he was here. Let me know. All right, okay, so let's wrap this up.
Danny,
love it.
before you wrap it up, do you have
Yep.
any other announcements for future things you're planning?
Say that again. Sorry.
Before we wrap things up, do you have any announcements for future things you're planning? Future
Yes.
streams?
Yes. Whilst we are here, oh, 1 second. Next Saturday. So get this in your diaries, everyone. Next Saturday is the opening of the first episode of the Guessing Game Series 2. So and
Awesome.
you know, and thing is, Nemo, I know it's not your cup of tea. However, I can show you now very quickly on the screen. If you, I've showed. Oh no, because it'll go to the next. But basically, it's all going to be different. So it's going to be the same 3 videos with the same 3 scenarios and everything, and there is a prize for the winner who gets the most out of the 8 episodes. And also there's a scoreboard as well. So we're going to make it fun and we're going to do a scoreboard. So, yeah. So Nemo and everyone else in the chat, if you have, to everyone those in the chat, if you haven't already, 1 second. I need to just do something because I forgot. Because I'm useless. So in the chat,
While you're doing that, I would just like to remind everybody in the chat. I see we have some newcomers that I haven't seen before. Danny does have a server, and I think that's linked right on your YouTube, your Discord
yes.
server.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, in the description, I forgot to put my because thing is, I did this yesterday in a rush, and then I was working all day today, and then Hannah was at work, so I watched Lottie, and then when Hannah came back, I got on the computer, and then I was a bit, everywhere, bit fucking. So
Gotcha.
for those in the chat, that is my Rumble. So if you guys are on Rumble, or if you're not, open an account and follow me on it. I've got loads of content on there that I think you might like. Follow me on there. Also follow me on YouTube if you haven't. And I release videos that you may enjoy. If not, then maybe get into the chat and tell me your ideas of maybe future streams, and see if I can get it done. Pebbles says we want music. Oh my god, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have my son tomorrow. But I mean, look, do you want me to? What is it? It's officially Saturday. What about tomorrow night then? I'll do a music thing on tomorrow night, Pebbles. Will that be all right with you? Will that be okay? I could do a music stream tomorrow. I'll put on the upcoming, and fuck it, we'll do like 4 to 6 hours, maybe doing the music, and yeah, okay, all right, Pebbles, you got what you want, mate.
All right, man.
You said you were
Gonna
doing
do music, Pebbles, just for you.
I did say I was doing Pebbles' show, but I was going to do that Sunday. But I could do it tomorrow. It's not a problem. Anyways, all right. Let's. I don't think there is any more thingies. I didn't. Where are we? Jerry in the chat says, "Good show, Danny and Nemo. Thank you very much." And this is the
Awesome.
thing. I
It was a
mean,
pleasure.
yeah, me and Nemo, we can have good chats. We can interrupt each other, and we can get our points across and everything. And after it, we do a virtual handshake, and everything's good. But let's get round to sort of in the mix within sometime this month, maybe the end of this month. But I do want to do a conspiracy chat with you, if that would be good.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
I'll look forward to it.
With the conspiracy one as well, I will have the Discord open so other people can come in and chime and give their 2 cents, and that'd be good.
Those are the best ones when people get to chime in.
Yeah, love it. So it'll be like a hangout spot, but it's gonna be. I'll do it on YouTube. I'll do it on YouTube again, and it will be a conspiracy sort of discussion That's what I'll name it. So if you see up here, it says the Flat versus Globe debate. This here will be a conspiracy discussion, and then we'll have loads of us on there. That'd be amazing. Okay, so this didn't move us any closer to the truth. Okay, yeah. So those in the chat, I've just put my my link in there for my Rumble account. Do get over there and start following me. That'd be fantastic. Follow me on YouTube if you haven't liked the video, or subscribe to me on YouTube. You can tell I don't do YouTube much, and I'm just getting into it. Yeah, that would be very much appreciated. And we'll be back on here for the newcomers like Paul and George. I forgot the other guy's name. I do apologise, Mr. Andrew and others. We're going to be back here within a week or two, and we'll do the conspiracy discussion. So, and I'll drop my Discord this time on the description, and then you can come and chime in if you like, all the newcomers, and come and have a chat with us. We're a friendly bunch, and don't worry, we don't start muting people for no reason like most servers do. But we don't mute in my server. I don't fucking allow it. Trust me. And Nemo knows that. Anyway, yes, that's going to be me. Done. I'll see you all tomorrow night for the upbeat. It's an open stream. That's all I do now for the upbeat. It's open stream. So come over, get your links in, send in your super requests, support the channel, and I love you loads. Right, I'm gonna do me outro. Peace everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks Nemo for writing that.
Yeah, anytime you need me, bro.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm gonna do my intro. I'm gonna do my outro on the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna pop out. I'll talk to you soon, China.
All right, then, mate. See you later. Oh god. Right, where is my stuff? Oh my god, I lost my camera. Oh, it's gonna be big. You got to see the green screen. Yeah, this is not going well. 1 second, guys. Sorry. It's because I had to delete it because I wanted to do the camera on Thingamajiggy, whatever it's called. Where the hell am I going? Okay. Right, let's do this. Let's move me over here. Let's make me a bit more smaller. That's way too small. All right. Right, let's do this again. What the fuck? Right, okay. I want to thank everyone for coming. If you're all in the chat, talk. We always talk. End of cycle. Yeah. Why was his message retracted unless he deleted it? Interesting. I need some moderators. So who's going to be my moderator? Who wants to chime in? In fact, I'm going to choose my moderators. Then on the next stream, I will choose. There you go. Cool. There we are. There you are. Anyway, I'm meant to be doing my outro. I'm getting too much into this chat thing. You can tell I don't don't comment YouTube much. I want to thank Nemo for coming out and doing the debate with me. Is always a pleasure talking to him. It's always a fucking pleasure. But it's time for me to go. I want to thank everyone in the chat and everyone that the newcomers that came in, the new faces that came into the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. Do subscribe to the channel. I will put links in a minute. I will put links to all my other accounts. Please go there and follow me and keep in touch. And if there's any ideas that you have streaming wise, let me know. Or if you would like to even join a stream, or we can have a debate or discussion about something, get in touch. Get in touch. Best way to get in touch is on Discord. I'm always on it. So I'll always get your messages. So yeah, thank you very much. That's me done. I am spent. I am very spent. And that's a very British thing to say. Right, until then, I am going to love you and leave you. Kerry says, awesome stream, thank you. Yeah, it was just a chat. It was just a chat with Nemo. And that's what I like. Okay, so, yeah. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for your support. It's been amazing. And also, I want to thank Nemo for the debate. I love you, dude. No homo. All right. It's time for me to go. All right. I will say it for you. And then I'm going to go cheerio. And then I'm going to cut. Right. It's not a uterus. It's an uterus. Cheerio.
Let the good times roll.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll.
Let it roll, let it roll.
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll.
Yeah.
Let the good times roll.
Let it roll, let it roll.
Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
Everywhere that I go, trip down memory lane. Life was nothing but laughs, still it is to this day. Reminiscing those good times, wishing nothing would change. I'm feeling great, no matter if there's sunshine or rain.